Rockin' Royal, rockin' Navy, know y'all with me, let's get it, baby, Rockin' Royal,
All right, Rockin' Royal football show take, I don't know how many, but a little disappointing after this one. Final score, BYU 3, Baylor 3. This one could have gone a lot worse. First of all, I guess, Sean Walker, KSL.com, Carla Swensen-Haslam, the ESPN Plus guru, who braved 2 different hour-long weather delays to call this one. That could have been really bad, I think, for BYU. Up 1-0 at halftime. Cougs go down 3-1 midway through the second half. And then Ali Fryer puts on her Superman cape, Supergirl cape, I guess. Pulls one back with about 5 minutes left and then converts a penalty kick in the final minutes to salvage a draw, I guess. Does this feel like a point game gained at all, Carla, or does it just feel like 2 points lost at home?
You know what? I've been asking myself that for the last minute, and it feels a bit like a roller coaster. On one hand, BYU makes an amazing comeback. I mean, they're down 3-1, and they're able to equalize and tie it 3-3 against a very talented Baylor team. And so you think of that on itself, and it should feel like a win. Obviously, I think where the disappointment comes in the fact that BYU was so good in that first half. That first 45 was, all of the offense was going through them. They had only gotten 1 goal, and yet they should have gotten multiple. Unfortunately, I'd hit the post a few times. And so I think BYU went into the second half feeling really, really good. And I think the fans who waited the 1 hour weather delay at halftime, so not the 1 hour weather delay prior to the game, which also happened, but at halftime, those that stood, I think everyone felt like BYU was on top of this. But you give the Bears credit because they came back in the second half and looked good. They made certain lineup changes, they made a formation change, and they did everything on that near side. I think they recognized that's where the vulnerable point was. And so they played everything through that near side and tried to find Iskrig on everything. And it worked. It worked. They were able to get the 3 goals and be able to make that comeback. If anything, Baylor probably feels a bit disappointed that they didn't get the win here at home. But yeah, I think a strange emotional roller coaster. I can see, why BYU and BYU fans perhaps would feel like this was one they could have gotten. It's one that they need if they want to try to get a bye in the first round of the conference tournament. Right now, that's still up in the air with several other teams, such as Utah getting the win tonight. Kansas getting the big win against Arizona. That solidifies some of those bye spots as well. And so I think BYU, if they want to get that bye, is going to have to win out for the rest of the season.
Yeah, really puts a lot of pressure on the last 2 games of the year. Senior night on Monday against Houston, and then they end the season at Texas Tech
Which will be a game. That's a tough one, right? Texas Tech right now tied for first with TCU. Right. So, I mean, that'll be a tough one, but I think if BYU wants that bye, they're in a pretty good place to make the tournament. They're in a really, really good place now. But if they want to be able to make that bye, they're going to have to get 3 points everywhere they go.
We should give a quick shout-out to Erin Bailey, a goal now in 4 straight matches. She started tonight, didn't come off the bench like she has for the past 3, certainly earned the start, and very much earned it, I think, with the early goal. I think you're right, Carla. If anything, BYU's probably disappointed that they didn't score 2 or 3 or maybe even 4 in that first half when they really just controlled possession, but a lack of finishing, a couple of incredible saves by Alvarez here for Baylor, I think really kind of kept this game in reach for the Bears, gave them a little bit of confidence, and then they came out of the weather delay with that confidence. What's working so well right now, really quick, kind of a Twitter summary, I guess, for Erin Bailey, though, where it seems like she's seeing the ball really well and seeing the ball go in the back of the net.
Yeah, she's playing really composed. And I think that's what allowed her to score that goal, because there's a lot of commotion happening. And in the past 4 goals that she scored, because you're right, she's 4 for 4 now in games that she's played in the last 4. And all of them have come from
five total on the season for the past 4 games.
Yes, 5 total on the season, but 4 for 4 in consecutive games. And all those goals have come from just being very composed on top of the ball. She gets it, and you can tell she's very calm and keeps it low. And that's something we actually didn't see a ton from both teams. There were so many shots that just went right over the crossbar. Whereas Erin Bailey, I think, did such a great job of keeping it low, trying to keep it where the goalkeeper's not. She scored a lot of goals, both here at BYU and in her high school days, and she knows that as a goal scorer, it's all about how calm can you stay in front of the box. So if I had to give you a quick Twitter summary, it's Erin Bailey scoring goals because she is chill.
Erin, and she was definitely chill tonight. I think the temperatures are now dropped down to about 45, 46 degrees, so we will get out of here. But BYU ties this one 3-3 with Baylor. Senior night, senior day, whatever we're calling it these days, on Monday. That'll be the regular season home finale. And then at Texas Tech, obviously, this BYU team's got a little bit of work ahead of it to finish in the top half of the Big 12. Not impossible. Good comeback, but also a little bit of a disappointing comeback, I think. I'm going to let you go because it's way too late. I'm also going to go camp out at LaVell Edwards Stadium. We got football tomorrow night, so this is just practice for me, I guess. But for Carla, Swensen-Haslam, I'm Sean Walker saying good night, and we'll see you on the pitch.
Touchdown, 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 Cougs is who they want now. Red is upstate, and we don't do no uptown. Had them singing like a flute. We don't play around with no oots. Or them Aggies up in Ogden, they not rocking how we rocking. Rockin' Navy, rockin' Royal, rock your hands. Rockabye babies, rock the stands with the fans. If you with us, raise your hands. Rockabye baby, rockin' Navy. Shout out to my teams, wives and babies. Rockin' Royal, rockin' Navy.